Live from New York City. Welcome aboard, folks. It's Fox and Friends for a Monday during Holy Week. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's go down to Palm City, Florida. Dan Bongino, he's a regular on this program, former New York City cop, used to work for the Secret Service, and he's got a podcast that everybody's talking about. It's called The Dan Bongino Show. Dan, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good to be here. Good morning.
Good to have you as well.
So we watched over and over again over the last previous 8 years as House members would call more and more Obamaites from Eric Holder on down to go testify, and they wouldn't be truthful. They wouldn't show up, and they're from the IRS scandal. Nothing would ever happen. But now something's going to change. Devin Nunes said this.
When we get back in 2 weeks, if the 1.2 million documents aren't in the Capitol, then he should immediately move to hold Department of Justice and the FBI in contempt. And if we have to vote on contempt, then we should immediately move to impeach those officials.
So far, they have released 3,000 documents. They want 1.2 million. And yet President Trump's own Department of Justice is stonewalling Congress.
Steve, I've never heard anything like this. You know, the Department of Justice and the FBI are not unaccountable. They work for the executive branch here. Their budgets are paid by the legislative branch. They are not unaccountable. Unaccountable would be unprecedented power in our government. And as Lord Acton said, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. They respond to the president. And can I just say on this too, you know, I've never heard of anything like this. When I was a Secret Service agent, we used to work Treasury check cases. In other words, if you got a tax refund from the Treasury and someone stole your check, we'd go out and investigate. I remember quite a few times when some of the cases weren't being worked fast enough and a congressman would call our office. We got on it like that. That was for a Treasury check case. Can you imagine not turning over documents pertinent to one of the most important counterintelligence investigations in U.S. history? This is just incredible.
They could be held in contempt. They could be impeached. These are the officials that work for the DOJ and the FBI. Why aren't they following the rules, Dan? And if they don't hand over all these documents, what's going to happen to them? Do you really think that anything will happen? There will be a punishment?
You know, Ainsley, I wish I had some good news for you here, and I hate to be so macabre on a Monday morning, but what has happened? You know, jack squat. Nothing's happened in the past. Eric Holder basically said, go pound sand on the Fast and Furious case, was held in contempt, and now he goes out and gives speeches basically laughing about it. Like, you know, listen, I'll do what I want, and I'll get paid on the speech circuit afterwards. And everybody was proud of him for sticking it in the face of the Republicans. So I wish I could be optimistic, but I really don't have a lot to be optimistic about.
Yeah, but Dan, you know why they're not releasing him? Because it makes the Department of Justice and the FBI look bad.
Bingo. That's what I was saying before the show. The producers here. The information that came out recently, especially the email, the texts about Peter Strzok trying to arrange a cocktail party with one of the FISA judges, who is, I mean, Steve, that is so damning, that information. And it just conveniently creeped out now after they've been holding on it. And it makes you, me, and the audience ask, what the heck else are they holding on to that they don't want to show?
And he said, let's go to a party where other people are there, so no one will say me and you talking directly. We'll just say we casually met. That's like an episode of Billions, which, by the way, restarted last night, which is a must-watch. But I digress. Let's talk about what happened over the weekend on Saturday. We had between 300 and 500,000 people rally in Washington, and they say 800 cities around the world. What did you get out of it?
What did I get out of it? That you got a bunch of people basically rallying to take away the rights of people like me who did nothing wrong. Brian, I didn't do anything, all right? I'm a legal, patriotic, American gun owner. I own firearms. I keep them safely in a safe. I did nothing wrong. What I still to this day don't get is when there's a number of viable, workable solutions out there to enhance law enforcement and school safety. They're sidelined in this endless effort by liberals and people they co-opt in their movement to take away firearms from people like me who didn't do a damn thing anything wrong. What did I do wrong? Why should I have to surrender a firearm to you for doing absolutely nothing? This is all about straw men and scapegoats. The NRA did it. Law-abiding gun owners did it. We did nothing wrong. And I'm telling you, this is going to be a significant backlash to this because American gun owners are getting fed up by being blamed for the criminals in society.
So
we did nothing wrong.
Dan, right there at the bottom of the screen, it says that you're a contributor for NRA TV. With your experience and work experience and being a contributor for them, what is your message to the people that are marching? And can you try to see their side of the story? And if you can, what is your message to them? Explain to them what they don't understand.
I'm a parent, too. I have 2 young daughters in a school. There's nothing. Listen, if I triage my needs in life, my kids are number one. They are it. They are everything to me. Of course, this matters to me, too. But what you're doing is you're wasting a lot of legislative time and a lot of public energy on solutions that absolutely will not work. You will never wipe the stain of violence from the human heart. The only question out there is what are we going to do to defend our kids against the wolves among us? Trying to disarm the law-abiding will do nothing to make the criminals amongst us, will not change their actions one bit. It'll just put us in more danger, make us sheep.
That's right. And on Friday, we had Kyle Kashuv. He's one of the survivors. He did not take part in the activities over the weekend because he's on the other side. He supports the Second Amendment. He said that what happened at Stoneman High School was a breakdown in law enforcement. And, we have talked with you about that in the past. Dan, thank you very much. Have a great week. Thanks for stopping by so early.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ainsley.
All right, 21 minutes before the top of the hour. Jillian, thank you for stopping by. You have a lot of options. I mean, we don't know where Rob is. We know where you are.
I'm always here. You always know where I am.
By? Or are you staying?
I'm going to stay.
Okay, good.
We don't know.
You'll let me.
Right.
Let's get you caught up on some of your headlines that we're following, starting with this. Saudi Arabia under siege by a barrage of ballistic missiles from Yemen rebels overnight. According to the Saudi military, all 7 missiles were intercepted and destroyed. At least 1 person killed by falling debris near the